about the detriments to the sprinkle sprinkle mentality.
If anybody marries somebody after 1 week, they dumb. I'm sorry. Sprinkle sprinkle. If you dumb enough to do that, I'm sorry for you. I'm sorry. But if you're sitting out there, you learned everything from me. Did you learn how to be smart? Did you learn how not to be desperate? You didn't learn from me? Did you hear when I said stop being desperate? Did you hear when I said don't be a pygmisha? Did you hear when I talked about background checks? Did you hear when I talked about all this other stuff? About not dealing with men if you have kids until they're old and grown enough to speak for themselves and be in school and whatnot. Did you not hear when I said all of that? Don't blame me. I tell people all the time, don't say my name if you are desperate and being pygmisha. Don't claim me. If you are desperate and you're not smart enough to get the bag, flip the money, have options. If you stupid, don't claim me. If your IQ is low, please don't claim me. I teach women to be smart, not desperate. If you're desperate, don't claim me.
So that was Shira 7's reaction. And I'm going to dive in a little bit more about what Shira 7 teaches and how much it impacted the trophy wife, aka Isis, and what her whole stance is. What is she actually telling these females? Because there's always an end goal with every message that a messenger is sending. Before I do get into that, I did gather up a few reactions of what people had to say about the trophy wife's story and why she is no longer married to her husband, if they had a divorce or not, but why ultimately that relationship has ended. And we're just going to listen to what they have to say about it.
So I'm scrolling on my For You page and I keep seeing trophy wife situation trend. And I really want to commend her because it takes a lot of strength to walk away from a situation where you know you're comfortable in. And I always tell you ladies that you need to make sure you can afford to leave. And I don't want to hear nobody talk shit about her situation like, oh, that's what happens when you choose a man with money, because these dusties be doing worse and do the same. So I commend her for putting her kids first and being able to afford to leave. And girl, let me tell you something. The fact that you built a community around it, you can now sustain the lifestyle for you and your kids in a safe environment. So don't listen to any negative talk. My heart goes out to you. You're going to get through this and you're going to be 10 times strong. 2024 has been ghetto for all of us. Trust me.
Y'all want to sit here and bash the new trophy wife all day, every day, but y'all want to know who y'all don't bash enough for me? It's the women who actually stay in situations like this. Yeah. It's the women who wouldn't have the level of accountability and self-awareness that the new trophy wife had to be able to get up and leave that situation and take ownership. Because aside from a lot of women who don't leave these situations, a lot of them also have no accountability for their part in the traumatic events that took place to their children due to their own decisions, right? There's a lot of women who don't have accountability. But see, y'all just like to kick people when they're down. That's what it is. That's what y'all like to do on this app and in real life. I respect a transparent and accountable woman who is self-aware of her actions and does better moving forward than I will ever respect a couldn't be me type of person. Because let me tell you one thing about life. Life is going to humble you, okay? Life will show you, oh, it actually could be you. You know, you never know. Them words should never come out your mouth. Couldn't be me, no. She's an accountable woman. She's moving forward accordingly. That's it. I don't want to hear nothing else. Zip it. And then the pick-me's who try to use this as an opportunity to, promote their whole, oh yeah, this is why I don't want no man doing nothing for me. What about the broke men who do this too? Okay? What about the broke men who do the same thing her rich husband did? It's not about the tax bracket. It's about when people are sick in the head. It has nothing to do with are they providing or not? Are they a dusty or not? It has nothing to do with nothing. So stop trying to use it to feed into your delusional pick-me narrative. Stop it. It's not cute and you look crazy. Anyways, that's my rant. The sun is sunning today though.
This is what females are good at. They like to blame everybody else except for the female herself. Now, I know a lot of people under the comments have been saying, is this true? Is this not true? I don't believe her, some believe her. There's a lot of things that haven't really been concrete, as in proof to know if she lied or not. Although, what got me about these reactions is, why did they refer back to the Dusties? What does it have to do about average men? It's about the husband. And this is what females do the best, is they never take accountability for the people that are actually involved, like Isis, the trophy wife. We're also going to take a look at more reactions as well, as it really did stir the pot on TikTok.
So heartbroken for her, because of course not only did she build a brand kind of being this man's wife, but she shared her story, which I know is really hard to do. And I'm seeing all these comments under the YouTube video from women saying like, see, this is why I as a single mom will never date. Kind of indirectly kind of saying it's her fault that something happened. But listen, if you didn't go to a sperm donor, you have just as much chance as she did of this happening, because this is the children's father. So unless you went to a sperm bank and had someone put your baby in and did not have a male participate in it and raise the child with you, don't act like you made better decisions than her that avoided this happening to your children. Be careful about what we're writing, because it is not her fault. It is not anyone's fault. And honestly,
time you go after a man for his money, there is a price to pay. There is always a price to pay. There is always a price to pay. And as women, we are powerful beings, like I preach on my page. We can manifest our own wealth. Nothing is worth the happiness of your children. What is Gucci and Rucci? What is Gucci? What is Louis V? Make it, if you must have designer, make your own money and buy your own designer. You don't need it. How much wealth do you need as well? Stop chasing men because of money, because you will end up paying dearly. And apparently he essayed her as well, not long after they got married. A lot of these men are demonic. They are demonic. And again, you've got the power within yourself to manifest your own reality. You can manifest your own wealth. Stop being a gold digger.
If you are bringing a man into your children's life, please always be, and maybe it's because I'm a Scorpio, but always be on guard and always keep something in your mind that it can possibly or might happen, because people are surprising, okay? People, you don't put things past people, okay? Especially young women with children, okay? The kind of armor you need to have up for yourself and your children needs to be times 10. I don't know why I have to come on here and say that, but I really need this to reach people. Protect our babies, okay? A man isn't going to tell you, I'm attracted to little kids, okay? A lot of men are out here attracted to little kids and they don't speak on it, but they will act on it, okay? Let's start there.
Trophy wife. I don't think it is right for people to say she's not a good mother because she did not observe what was happening to her child on time. Firstly, that's not a distant member of the family. That's the father of the children. He has prepared an environment that is conducive for him to do whatever he wants to do. It is not her fault that she married such a man. But one thing you will need to know is when we are dealing with a person who already has an intention to do an evil deeds, they are very calculative. They plan way before they execute their plan. That man must have made the environment very conducive. He's a good father. He will be a good father. He cooks. He cleans for the children. He changes their diapers, bathes them, put them to sleep, read storybook for them. He just makes the life easy for the wife. She would feel, oh, he's taking care of his children. How is she supposed to know? When the child's diapers needs to be changed, he says, no, babe, don't worry, I'll change it. Because he knows what he has done. And she's never going to think about it because why? That's a husband. That's the father of the children. He's taking care of his children. She would definitely be worshiping him. This is a supportive husband.
Now, finding out that your husband is a predator and he abused your children, the children you had with him, is disgusting. The fact that people are acting like she did something wrong by marrying a man who could provide for her is disgusting. This girl did nothing wrong. Yes, she fell into a relationship very quickly. She's a single mother, okay? People are acting like this man was a predator to her previous children. He waited years, impregnated her, then victimized his own children that he had with her. 2 girls. In what world can you predict that your husband would actually do something like that to abuse his own children, his own daughters? He watched them be born. It's disgusting. Stop shaming this woman for something that she did not have any control over. She did what she was supposed to do. As soon as she found out that it was an issue, she got her children out of that home. She did the right thing. Honestly, I'm proud of her.
One of the downsides of a man fully providing for you, if they have control, they're going to utilize it. So that's something to be aware of. If you don't want any of that, then marrying hypergamously is just not going to be for you, because they will want to keep an eye on things and make sure that, you know, you're not out entertaining some Dusty on his dime. You know, they're going to monitor. All men would be like this if they could be, but Dusty's, you know, they can't. Mommy's talking, baby. Can I see on the iPad in a minute? Okay. All right, thank you. So, yeah. It's just kind of part of the life. But no, they're not. If you think that they're just going to be like, yeah, spend however much money, however, and go wherever you want. I'm not even going to be worried about it. They're not like that. That's not even a man's nature to be like that. Not at all. Only time a man is like that is because he can't control you, because he's not providing for you. And it's not to say control you, but it's more of a like, one, I think it's a protection thing, but 2, it's they paying the cost to be the boss, and that's what they're gonna do.
Ultimately, I put that clip in of her talking about how there's a price to pay when you are with a man for his money. A part of her understood this and knew this. The real issue is a lot of females think that being a provider is about a man having money. Although this is where I'm going to talk about Shira7, who really likes to make it known that being with an older man is where the bag is at. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Being with an older rich man is where the bag is at. And if you are not doing that, then you're in the wrong place. And we're going to hear her say it for herself.
If you are really pretty, you need to go for older men who have money. Okay? They feel like they done worked hard all their life and they deserve you. So they're not going to be intimidated by you or try to take you down a notch so that they can feel like some sort of a prize. It's like a car. And it's sad to make the comparison, but it is. It's like buying a very nice vehicle, you know, for especially a man of means. Because he can show his house off to visitors. He can show his car off when he's on the road. But when he goes into a building or on a date, he can show his woman off. See? So they're more likely to go for a pretty woman. Is it okay to date older men? Of course. They're the ones with the most money. Duh. Let me give y'all a tip on dating old dudes. Y'all know those books for people's birthdays that they sell online? You can buy them in some gift shops. Or it says the year that they were born. And like everything that was happening, who the president was, the price of like food and stuff like that. Y'all need to get some for like when they were in their prime. So let's say when they were in their prime in the 70s, you got to get a book on the 70s and study it. You got to know all the presidents, the songs that were popular, so you can have your playlist ready. Got to find you some vintage outfits and stuff.
I think this is important to talk about to really truly understand Trophy Wife's tactics and how she found herself here. And clearly, Shira 7 said outright, don't claim her. Called her outright stupid. And that's what the sisterhood does. I don't buy these females who don't want Isis, the Trophy Wife, to take accountability for her actions. Because the reason why they will back her up like that is her reality, whatever she put out there, goes against what they want. So they have to really undo what she did. That's why they have to continuously bash the Dusties. Because they don't want people to think that going after a rich man is so baseless and useless and they're actually wrong when it comes to what they want and their mentality, that they have to still put the blame on everybody else except for the female herself. Shira 7 teaches a lot of these females how to get an older rich man. He has to be significantly old and has to be rich. In between that, she teaches them how to be pretty, how to do their hair, how to have confidence to get the bag, which is an older rich man, which is what the Trophy Wife essentially did. Now, a lot of these females, what they do is they like to pick and take what Shira 7 says and teaches, and they want to use that on the average man. They like to use what Shira 7 says and go to car dealerships. That's why they're going to these high hotels, expensive gyms to find the bag. But reality is, a lot of females don't want to be with an older rich guy. No real female in her prime, in her 30s, wants to be with a man that is about 20 to 30 years older than you. That is a lot to actually mentally fathom when it comes to even engaging with him in anything intimate, let alone being with him. It's just a lot. But they like to pick and choose what Shira 7 says and throw it at men all the time. Trophy Wife only did what Shira 7 said to do, even though she didn't do it for step by step, but the goal is to bag a rich older man. And that's where it left her, where we see her today. And a lot of females would actually do this as well if it didn't have to be with an older man. Why do you think a lot of females sleep with men after the first date? You know, a lot of females want to blame men, and yes, he is to blame if it is true. But you also have to blame the female for being reckless when it comes to her behavior and how she didn't actually think anything through except for what she wanted, which is the money. And that is what Shira 7 teaches these females. I'm your hostess, Feminine Princess. These are my last thoughts. I also had quite a few comments talking about how I didn't have any empathy when it came to the Trophy Wife. The truth is, I don't have any empathy for the wife. Why? It's because all of this could have been avoided. Everything she done, she shouldn't have done. And if we're not going to talk about it, then really what you're doing is you're opening a gap for it to happen again and again and again. So if we don't actually point out what is wrong and where she went wrong, then another female and another family, children, son, daughter are going to be in the same position again. Unlike you females, I don't want that to happen. So I'm going to point out where she went wrong. So another female, another woman, don't do this. Let me know what you guys think. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.